Stacey and Jay Spoo, East Coast Radio.
When last? Hey, Usher, you make me wanna. Just before this one, Mojo Lady. Monday edition of Stacey and Jay Spoo on East Coast Radio KZN's number one hit music station. Hope your day is going lekker. If you want to read up more related to the DSW protest action, people getting arrested, the trash on the side of the road not being picked up, and how long that's going to last, make sure you head on over to ecr.co.za. Click on the news tab. Now I'm told I can see Stacey's body language is changing. I can't believe this once upon a time happened. Goku, your cat, once went missing. How did that happen?
Okay, so this is going to be the rest of the hour, by the way, not just about Goku, but about just animals who decide this is my time. I'm an independent woman. I have lived under your roof for long enough, and I want to go and explore the outdoors. So it was a couple of moons ago.
Yeah.
Goku and I had moved into our third apartment together.
Okay, traveling.
And he's good. He's an indoor kitty, so he'll go to the balcony or whatever. That's where his box is. But he doesn't wander, because he doesn't like, a breeze, a twig, a leaf, whatever, it like stresses him out.
Bougie cat.
Yeah, so I woke up one morning and I couldn't find him. He wasn't in any of his usual hiding spots. And if you have a rescue, then you know what I'm talking about. They can be quite skittish. So they've got their designated areas. So I naturally now am panicking. Cut to 20 minutes later, I've walked this block flat. And I'm down in the basement in the parking lot. And I can hear meowing. I may have screamed at a downstairs neighbor who did not know me, and bashed on their door and removed the fire extinguisher from next to their door.
Because you thought they stole it?
Because I thought Goku was in their apartment. He wasn't. He was under one of the cars. I clutch him. Well, he's been the entire night because, by the way, he Tom Cruised himself down the side of the building. He just hopped from aircon to aircon, but then realized, getting up seems like work. Yeah. Chilled there overnight, didn't leave the complex. I take him back upstairs. I fall to the parquet flooring. My knees, my delicate knees, KZN, my knees. I fall to the floor. I'm holding him. I'm like, oh, mama, do you know that this cat, he walked over me with such determination. He put his hind paw in my mouth to go and eat something.
Yeah, the attitude, eh?
Well, I laid there and cried like a baby for 4 hours.
Shame.
So the point is, you are talking to somebody who understands. If you've had a dog, a cat, a bird, a mouse, if you're looking for a rat that's abnormally large, I saw one on Saturday, so I can tell you where he is. I've got a lead for you. But if you've ever had a pet that's just decided, you know what, I'm keen to see what's happening over there. What was that like? Because there is nothing more stressful than not being able to find this animal.
I could see, literally, just as you were telling the story, how stressed you were. Jeez, like I'm sorry, but at least you found him. Hey, I could have gone the other way.
You know that vein down the front of your forehead? It's popping. It's popping.
All right, so pet lovers, pet owners, have you ever had your pet missing? We want the full story. Be as dramatic as Stacey was. I might even give you some backing music. Maybe, the world's slowest violin. Like, I'll give you the full shabam as you give us the story. 061-792-9495. Can't believe you lost your cat.
No. He tried to go outside, and the bottom line is, after being outside, he put his dirty paw in my mouth while I cried.
That attitude.
I know that I'm amongst my people here. No one loves animals more than people who live in KZN. They are part of the family. Yes, they're sleeping on the bed. We've been through this. Deal breaker. You don't like my dog? Get out. The dog was here first. I'm with you. So in this hour, we want to know from the pet owners if at some point you had your particular pet decide that they wanted to have a moment, not in your house, and they took a little bit of a walkabout, and what that was like. And more importantly, when did they come home? More importantly, was there a reward? Because would you want the money back if you found someone's dog and there was a reward?
It depends on...
Yes, he would. Yes, he would.
This is very tricky. Anyways, we're going to move on to Nicole, because you know how I feel. Hey!
Hi, Catherine. It's Nicole here. So, the story of how I lost Scooby a few years ago when she was alive actually happened on Diwali some time ago. So, it was pretty loud with the fireworks and stuff. So, I left her in my room. Hours later, I go back to check on her, and she was not there. So, I looked everywhere, from inside my cupboards to the road, and she was nowhere. I barely slept the entire night, only for her to just stroll out of the outbuilding the next morning like nothing ever happened.
Stacey and Jay Spoo.
In this hour, we're talking about your pet, man, whether it be a dog, a cat, that once upon a time, not where they're supposed to be, hey? And you were so traumatized, you put up posters and dollar law couldn't find, but to only find out that your cat is just under your car. Imagine that, bro. How embarrassing.
My cat also will just on a whim, like, oh, I'm so ill. Oh, my hip hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't cope. Take him to the vet. No problem. Jumping around.
All good, eh?
No,
Dramatic.
guys, a cat will put you in the eyes. Anyway, on the line from P&B. Nadia, welcome. How are you?
I'm good, guys. How are y'all?
No, fine. Just reminiscing about all the times our pets have embarrassed us because they've taken a walkabout and then plot twist, they were there the entire time. So, Nadia, talk to us about, was it a dog?
It was my dog, so I'm going to relive the trauma for you guys.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, now tell the story.
So it was just a casual Friday. I was going for breakfast with one of my girls. So my dog went out to pee. She's a little Jack Russell, so she stays indoors. So for a little while, I couldn't see her. I asked the nanny, can you see the dog? She's like, yeah, she's outside. 15 minutes later, no sign of her. So I look all over the yard. I can't find her. I look all over the house. Still can't find her. Fast forward a few hours later, this has now become a search of the area. There are now posters circulating. I'm at all the vets.
WhatsApp groups.
My parents even leave work to come and help me. So we searched from like 10 a.m. to like 8 p.m. No sign of her. And what makes it worse, every road I go to, someone's like, no, we saw a dog like this just in the next road.
Can't trust an eyewitness, Nadia. Can't trust an eyewitness.
I've cried all the tears for like the last 6 months out in this situation now and got it out of my system. And then eventually I get home and I'm like, it's too late to look now. Hopefully someone's going to see her. It's going to pop up on social media. Okay, I get home, it's load shedding. Sorting out some stuff. And then I hear some scratching at the door. A door that I've checked through a million times in the day. I ignore it because I think it's in my head. And then I hear it again and I hear the door crying. So Zoe, this whole time, had been in the stockroom, which door is actually in my lounge.
I can't.
And you know what's more frustrating is 5 minutes later, the nanny comes back and says, you know, when you were out looking, I thought I heard something that day.
He came back.
No. So
eh?
Nadia, let's just establish something. So after Zoe made you walk the streets, after Zoe made you address neighbors that you would never make direct eye contact with, crying in public, just to be chilling in the storeroom the entire time. Is this what you're saying?
Which is the coolest room in the house, and it was a really hot day like today, so I think she was just comfortable. But I don't understand, how does she not come out to pee or drink water all the time?
She be feisty.
Circulating posters of Zoe missing. What's the reward?
Well, now
at least you found.
And now we know about Miss Zoe. Yeah, next time you're going to check there 12 times with a flashlight. Queen.
Yeah, no, now the
not again, Miss Zoe. Never again.
Shut up. Thank you so much for your story, Nadia. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Alrighty, my nods. I mean, and actually, I feel like the next song is very appropriate given the story we just heard. Yeah, never mind Megan Trainor, Zoe the Jack Russell. East Coast Radio.
Where are you?
Just while I was listening to Nadia, I was transported back to a time when I'd landed in Cape Town, and by the time I'd landed, my friend who was looking after the cat said, I can't find the cat. And I just wailed in like Cape Town arrivals.
Shame, man.
People will be like, shame, she's lost a family member. Meanwhile, where was the cat? Behind the couch.
Goku has had you many times.
No, because so my friend at the time had left KFC out to go look for him and couldn't, and then came back and was like, where that chicken at? They meanwhile in the cat's mouth.
I'm not comparing the two, right? But I can imagine like the emotional trauma of misplacing, or the cat deciding, you know what, or your pet deciding, I need a bit of a break. Mama holding on to me too tight. And under the car, under the carpet, under the couch. Would you say it's the same emotional trauma?
No.
Because I'm a parent and I've lost. Hey, Xander has gone missing many times.
But also, if you shout Xander, he can be like, Dad.
Oh no. This one is like.
It's like
attitude.
Like hide and seek higher grade.
Find me.
You're like, your mother's gonna kill me. So, KZN, thank you very much for all of your stories. Turns out all these pets believe themselves to be independent women a la Beyonce. So we're going to circle back with your voice note mashup. But for now, let's try and get you home before somebody thinks you're lost too. Here's Andy James with your traffic. We spoke to Nadia earlier, who explained that her dog Zoe had been missing for a couple of hours. she cried 6 months worth of tears in a number of hours, only for this dog to be chilling in a pantry somewhere in her house. A room she checked several times because these pets will show us flames. And on the line we have Natasha. Natasha, welcome. How are you?
Hi, Stacey. Well, and you?
Very good. So, Natasha, you're from Queensborough, represent, and you also had a dog who decided to, just take a bit of a walk. But there were no flyers here. You went straight to the top. You hollered at a dog whisperer.
Yes, I did.
How does that work, right? Because I'm not much of a pet person or whatever, but when the producer said we have a pet psychic person, okay, you used the pet psychic before, I was like, I don't know what that looks like.
He's never heard of such a thing.
I don't know what that is.
So, Natasha, tell us about the dog whisperer and finding your dog.
Okay, so basically Elsa just decided to take a walk and she never came back home, and there was a friend of mine whose cat went missing, and I posted these missing placards and everything on social media and the newspapers and stuff, and this lady tells me, search no more, I have a lady who's a dog whisperer and she can bring your pet back home. And I was like, no, I doubt this can never happen. I doubt, how can someone speak to a pet? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So, amazingly, this lady, I started chatting to her. Her name is Sharon, and she asked me for a picture of Elsa, and I sent it through to her. And then she tells me, Elsa wanted off from the gate, and she went into the thicket, and she is stuck, and she cannot get out of there. And I'm like, how do you know that? She says, Elsa is very thirsty, she's dehydrated, and you need to get to her, you need to find her. So she actually told me how Elsa took so many different turns to get to where she was, lost in the thicket.
Wow.
And I was absolutely shocked. And a day later, we have a guy calling us and asking us if we found her Rottweiler, and I was like, no, we didn't. And he's like, she's stuck in the thicket.
No!
She can't get out.
We found Elsa, yay!
Oh, man, that's a great story. That's
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so, listen, Natasha, thank you for sharing, because, Natasha, you commented on our Facebook post, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to just highlight that message and kind of pop it up on our Facebook if anyone has currently got a pet that's missing, to get hold of Miss Sharon, who can even tell you to the left, to the right, up the side, through the back. That's where the doggy or the cat's at. That's amazing. So she was home.
She was home.
Oh, yay. I love the story.
Shout out. Great story, man. Thank you so much, okay.
Thank you, Natasha. I'm glad she made it home.
Man, that's a great one. Just to ask, right? Because I'm now
don't even know that dog.
Stacey, the difference between a pet psychic and a pet whisperer, is there a difference, or is that the same thing?
No, well, it's just a different terminology.
Oh, okay, because I was like, you guys, these terminologies for finding our pets.
No, well, also I think a pet whisperer would be able to kind of connect with the dog or cat in front of them, and especially when they're wilding, you know what I mean? And then they're like, you need to be a good boy. Whereas a Sharon lady could feel where the dog was.
Okay, KZN, have you lost your pet, found your pet? Tell us your stories. Let's find out.
Stacey and Jay, Ryan from Drummond. I had an African grey go flying out of the house one day. The domestic left the door open and off Coco went. She flitted and flew all the way out the window and up into the gum trees at the bottom of the estate. Long story short, we eventually got hold of a neighbour on the group, turned around and said that they found an African grey, and lo and behold, we found Coco, and I had to pay for her back because they weren't sure who it belonged to.
Hello, East Coast Radio. This is Kayla from Waterfall. Exactly a year ago, I lost my bunny, and then she came back.
How's it, Stace? How's it, Jess? Boo. Hey, I've had a rough time up here. I lost my cat. She was without me for about 2 or 3 weeks. It felt like 15 million years, but I've got her back now.
I once had a dog that ran away from home and went back to his previous owner. Yeah, and the previous owner lived, I would say, about 15 k's away. Yeah, needless to say, the dog and I parted ways from then. It was quite sad, but the dog looked pretty happy at the previous owner's house after that. So,
Stacey and Chase Boo. Weekdays 3 to 6 p.m. East Coast Radio.